Hi, I'm Angela Hughes with the Insider Travel Report, and I'm here with Cesar here at the Corinthia Lisbon Hotel, and we have so much to talk about here on the Insider Travel Report and so much more. Okay, Cesar, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to be staying at your property. I've been here all week in this junior suite, and it's been probably, I think, one of the best days I've ever had around the world. It's been fantastic.
I'm so glad to hear that. It's one of our premium suites. It's a maritime suite, and it's all connected to Discovery. As you can see, the little detail that we have on the suite, small details like robes, everything connected to our Portuguese Discoveries. As all the suites that we have, compared, for example, Lisbon suite that has all the aqueduct that you can see from the views over here that we're having. It's all connected with the arches of the aqueduct. It's all about storytelling in our suites. If you go a little bit further, the Monsanto suite, for example, has the lungs of the city. They're all connected to this. And we are launching in a month Fado suite.
Okay.
And behind that is a story also, because if you allow me to, on the maritime you have the Discoveries. In the past, Fado is all about emotions, and the ladies, the women, stayed in the coastline. The women and the men left for the Discoveries, and they are melancholic, missing, all that emotional part, and starts the Fado songs about it. So we're building up the Fado suite. And next one, the presidential suite, will be the pioneer. So Portuguese are being the pioneers on this. So this is all the story behind our suites. We're going to end up with 119 suites.
So all of these suites are telling a story, right, when you walk in, and they are so comfortable, the bedding, everything. Let's talk about the hotel, just in general terms. How many rooms do we have at the property?
518. It seems a boutique hotel.
It does seem boutique, but I've actually seen multiple conferences here, and we'll talk about that in a minute, as well as river cruise lines and everything that are hosting their people here. So you've got 518 rooms here. How many restaurants on the property? At
the moment, we have 3 restaurants and 3 bars. It is interesting that you mentioned this, because to me, F&B is the anchor of the hotel. It will retain and attract guests to it. We launched 3 Portuguese brands, I can say it, local, created by us. Let me start with Erva, for example. It's the first one. It's international cuisine, but it has a touch, obviously, of Portuguese gastronomy. It's where I can say this is where I can see my mom and my grandmother cooking. Basically, it's all about gastronomy, Portuguese influences. And then we move on to Soul Garden. It's international, it's more fun, vibrant. It's Latin America, Asia fusion over there. And then it's based on our beautiful gardens. We have 3,000 square meter of gardens outside, and Soul Garden is one of that. And then you move to Olivine. It's a voyage to the Mediterranean. And it has the millennium trees, olive trees, and the terrace. All this combined, and we can go up to the 24th level. It's a sky lounge.
Yeah, and that's interesting. You don't even really have to go outside of the hotel for fine dining. You could be dining here every single night, have a different experience.
It depends on your mood and the way you feel that night, and you decide where the vibe that you want to go in. Perhaps a little bit more fun tonight, a little bit more, dish, meat complete. It's different. Erva also is very strong on the dry age meat. It's very interesting for US market that you mentioned before. Yeah.
Now, jokingly, when I first came to the property, I was like, I'm not thinking too much about this. It just looked like a corporate building outside when I pulled in. Once you step inside, it's a total experience. The minute you step into the lounge.
Actually, totally right on that.
Yeah.
It's a facade. It's
a facade.
old building, and you're totally right. As you move in, you can see the luxury of the lobby exactly.
Yeah.
But as you move, and it's again surprises to our guests, as you move into the outlets, it's totally disruptive.
Yeah.
And we're refurbishing all the hotel.
Yeah.
We started the project in 2014. We started on the level of the lobby. Obviously, then we've gone up to the rooms, all of it.
Right.
And I do believe that this is what hotels should do, and any company should do. Don't stop renovating. Don't stop innovating, and then you get staggered with the market, and then you'll be falling behind. And we can say that we have a little bit of insanity, healthy insanity, because we don't stop. We always bring something new to our guests. They come, repeated guests, and on the next year, and say, "Wow, what you did here!" Because, for example, you just saw it as well, the chocolatier that we have in the lobby. It was a jewelry shop. At the end, there was no interaction with the guests in the lobby. And so we said, okay, let's do something different here.
So the secret is bring in chocolate, and then you're going to get more interaction. It's probably a little bit cheaper for the person buying as well. Let's talk a little bit about where you're headed in groups and conventions, because I've noticed that you've got several things going, and it doesn't really disrupt the flow of it. But third, fourth floor, maybe you've got major companies here hosting incentive groups.
Yes.
How do you market to that?
In reality,
and still keep a comfortable stay and not feel like a business stay.
I think you experience. You experience. It's a world inside of another world. On the past, yes, we had more corporate groups in the hotel, but now we changed all that segmentation because we are now reaching 60% leisure and 40% corporate groups and events. And obviously what we create these conditions, ways and means that work in such a way that you don't feel those stress in the hotel. Yeah. Because the area has its own entrance, all the services associated are special areas over there that you don't have to mingle with other guests in such a manner that you have the breakfast area. You can have two multiple places for breakfast. We have the Sky Lounge for the guests that are on leisure, on the suites, they have access to that private breakfast. So we work it out in such a way. We have different entrances, for example, for the corporate groups. They don't pass through the main entrance. So you don't. So
you're not getting bogged down with a lot of people coming in and feeling like you can't register and get to your room really fast.
Of course.
Now I've noticed that you've got Viking River Cruises staying here as probably an annual contract. Are there any other cruise lines that use this as a hotel?
We had on the past Uniworld as well, and Odysseys and Inside, all connected to river cruises. But in this case, Viking is very strong on the Douro River on the north. So it's a pleasure to work with this contractor over here because US, and he's gaining space here, of course, and they stay the pre-nights. So they stay 2 nights before they went to Douro. So they enjoy here the city before and they move up there. It's been fantastic. It's been throughout this year. And we do hope to enhance this business because to grow it as well. Right. I think the future will be enhancing the Viking presence here with us because it's been very successful in Porto City as well. So the river cruise has been tremendously successful along the year. And we might even think with Viking that they're post-stay nights with us, for example.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking when I first looked on the map that the connectivity, like it's a little further out of like the historical, you're not staying right there in the historical piece of the city. I was thinking, that's going to be hard to like connect up with a conference over at the convention center, but really you're just a short taxi ride away from everything, and you've got connectivity with subways right here, I understand, as well. So
all of it, yes. It's
you can get in and out fairly quickly.
Perception, because in reality we are in the city center. We are 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers here.
Oh, really? Is it only that? Is that close?
Yeah, right about of Marquês de Pombal, that I call it is at the beginning of the entrance of the Old Town area. Yeah. We are just 2-3 kilometers over here because, for example, we do an exercise and taking guests out, I think, and taking them out for a GM run, for example. I take my guests to run with me. And I do on purpose to run with the guests to the Eduardo 7 Park. Okay. Just to show also the perception. It's so close.
Now listen, you don't have to be that fit to stay here. I didn't get the invite.
No, we can go for the chocolatier, we can go for a beautiful restaurant, and in the end we have a beautiful spa because we didn't talk about it yet. Huh?
Well, I kind of feel like that's a paradox where you like eat chocolate then go run.
We can take care of all of it.
All of it. You're putting it all in.
And going to the spa, 3,000 square meter spa, we continue winning the awards of the best spa.
Well, the spa really is divine. I spent an afternoon there, and tell me a little bit about the spa, what it features, what you guys have going down there.
Now, we all have 13 treatment rooms, of course, private areas for the guests, and we revamped all the entrances. So as you can see, the reception is brand new. We work very strongly with local market as well, as all of our restaurants, because we do believe the presence of locals, it means that we're doing a perfect job, a combination between the hotel guests and the locals. And anyway, you come to an hotel and you see that it's full of life. It makes a difference. And the spa is as well the same. It's very demanding to the local market, and we have also the hairdresser. We have a multiple service with the gym as well. We have memberships. We have aesthetics also, and nutritionists as well. With us. So several options that we can combine, and multiple services in the spa as well.
Okay, part of the problem I've had staying at this hotel is I don't want to leave the hotel. So the people I'm traveling with are like, hey, do you want to go to dinner tonight? Do you want to, go to this after party for the show that we're at? And I'm like, no, kind of I just want to fill up that bathtub and just hang out in this room.
Angela's talking about, it's no words to express this because we're talking about the bathroom with a view and the bath that you have in a maritime suite. That's the unique point at all. Then I understand perfectly.
It's been so comfortable staying here. Let's talk about the bedding that you guys bring in, because that's really a key point for me. I stay in a lot of different properties. I critique a lot of different properties, and if I lay down on that bed and those pillows aren't just like so just molding to my head, and you know, those blankets don't feel so comfortable. It doesn't matter what kind of room you give me, but you guys, the feeling of the treatments in each of the rooms, in the bedding treatments, etc., are just so comfortable. Have you guys been renovating? Like, I mean, I know that you said that you've been renovating kind of nonstop. Is it just a continual like upgrade on the bedding? Because it's fabulous.
Well, but let me tell you a secret. Again, it's all about, you know, it's local, it's national, and the company behind the bedding, for example, it's Portuguese.
Okay, so whatever it is with the Portuguese, it's one of the most comfortable sleeps you're going to have. Talk to me how somebody can grow their incentive and their corporate market with you with this property. I know a lot of U.S. advisors are looking for places to bring meetings and so forth. Well, what's the process for somebody to actually book a group with you and to maybe use your hotel as convention space?
It's a perfect hotel for doing that, because we are the only hotel that has the capacity in Lisbon for a big conference event or corporate group larger that accommodate everyone. And you can do it even on our webpage. You can go inside and tailor-made your request immediately, and then contact through us. And we have a special team dedicated to this, and the events team and the contract team specially dedicated to this. It's very easy, the handling process. We immediately target the person that will babysit, if I can say this, babysitting your event from the A to Z point continuously. So I think it's the perfect combination that we have here, the capacity of obviously a property of this size that it can work with corporate groups as well, with all the service that we have to provide on this matter, and being recognized as one of the best luxury hotels with corporate events as well at the same time in the city.
Okay, and I noticed that you guys are also part of like the Internova Select group. So if you're booking FIT, you can get the VIP amenities. Yes. Are you also with Virtuoso and some of the others, or? We
are working on the endorsement with Virtuoso. Obviously, we work all the top agents in luxury of Virtuoso as well, but not yet there, because what happened is they visit us and say, what a beautiful property. Yeah. What a beautiful property. And we still have a lot of reservations from Virtuoso agents, top agents, without even being present there. Yeah. But I'm very positive on this, and cross fingers, this year we're going to be in Virtuoso for sure.
Or you just stick with Internova. That's that's easy for me. Okay, so let's talk about the features outside. Is there any type of, if a family's coming, is there any type of pools, or would a family fit in well at this property with their kids? Tell me a little bit about that.
One of our core business as well, because we develop family suites. So even the Maritime has a connecting room. The next father suite will have 2 bedroom. It's going to become 3-bedroom suite. Yeah. And we have the junior suites connecting. Monsanto has a connecting room as well to become 2-bedroom suite as well. All the offering in the spa that we have. We have in the spa and the treatment is a program just for kids. Mom and Me, for example, is a treatment that it's on the past people think kids on the spa, it doesn't work so well. Yeah. It's the opposite. It works very well. Yeah. They behave better than the adults in the spa. Yeah, I didn't know that as well, but it worked very well.
Train them up.
and all the offer that we have in F&B, for example, for the families, for the kids, we just launched something that is really nice. It was working very well. It's as a passport. We create a passport.
That's fun.
A creative passport, and as you do the check-in, you as cross pass all the outlets. You have a stamp being there. It's fun for the kids and family, and obviously the city with the offer that has itself, it's very attractive for families, because we have also in the Expo 98, one part of the city has the Oceanarium. It's the biggest in Europe almost, and it's beautiful also. But we have all the treats as well in the hotel. Again, as you mentioned, you don't feel compelled to leave the hotel. Right. I know that all the guests should return for the destination in Lisbon City, not because just Corinthia.
I'm probably going to return to the hotel.
We're getting to a stage that, yes, the length of stay that you have, you can be in all the outlets, be on the spa. You don't need to leave the hotel. It's a resort in the city.
Okay, I always love to ask some hot questions about you as a person and you as a manager. So how long have you been in the business personally?
In the business, more than 25 years.
25 years. So you have a wealth of knowledge. What type of leadership qualities do you feel like you brought to this property?
Let me introduce you by saying this. I think we work in the industry of happiness.
Oh, I like that. The industry of happiness. That's good.
This hotel is, to me, like an hotel of emotions. Yeah. And it's all about people. And if you care about people, you're in the right business. If you don't care about people, choose another
choose another property.
Choose another property because it won't fit here. And it starts on recruitment. And I do believe that I'm very attached to people and the way we express communication. It needs to start from the top to the bottom. And this culture that we have in Corinthia is uplifting lives.
Yeah.
It's real. And we treat the guests as the same way we treat the staff. It's the same to us. We want to uplift their lives any moment. And we have a saying at the entrance of the hotel staff, for example, whose lives did you uplift today when you enter the hotel? And when you leave the hotel, the saying is the opposite. It's mentioning, whose lives are you going to uplift today? Or the question is different. Because we want to motivate people that this is how we should treat ourselves as guests and employees. And this is, my leadership is also based on this. Connection, transparency and communication with all the team behind it. So you share, you get involved.
Yeah, and everybody should take a cue on that leadership lesson. Let me ask you a little bit about like future planning. What do you try to bring to the table, or what are you thinking about bringing to the table in the future?
Basically, it's continuation of what we've been doing so far. Sustainability, for example, it's a hot topic, and we need to do something about it. Obviously, Corinthia, we are proud that we already thought about it a long time ago, because in 2013, when we started this major project with Gulp, it's a big player in terms of utilities, consumption, energy, waste management, all of that. Let me tell you, we were the first ones to have, nobody was thinking about mobility, electrical cars. We had the first charger here in the hotel.
Okay.
And the Gulp was requested recently if you can took it back to them to put in their museum.
Yeah.
No, we keep it here with us, but this to remind us where we were. And this is what you should continue working on, is sustainability as well. And of course, innovating. Keep continuing innovating, attracting guests to the hotels, because we need to. Something new has to come to the picture. Technology. We cannot forget technology that is coming strongly to the market as well. PA, to use it in our favor. Not obviously take people out of the equation, because it's to give the people more time to be with the guests. Basically, always that. Continuation of this and working on this direction and changing some of the mentalities, because the world is changing, the way the new generation sees us and this industry. It's very tough to work on this industry, because we work on those days that are holidays, vacations, and all that area for the guests. It's when we need to be there present. So it's not easy, but I think that's the continuation that we need to, as other things, as a measure, the continuation of this needs to prevail. I
know that the hospitality industry struggled since COVID with lack of people working, finding the right employees. Maybe you're with a smaller staff. Have you guys felt any of that impact? I haven't felt that here at all, and I'll tell you, I feel that at a lot of different hotels that I stay at. Angela, thank you for showing that perspective to us, but it will be a lie if I say we wouldn't have the issue. We had it, of course. What we did differently, it's at that stage when everything was closing and the contracts were being released, we, with the shareholders, passed a strong message. We need to hold on to the core team, at least to have a core team, because our idea was always this will come up again, and the pickup or the demand of the business will come faster than we're thinking. So you need to be ready. And if you don't safeguard the people, we won't be able to then be at the same level of the return of the business. And this is what we did. At cost, obviously, but we did this. We kept all the core people with us. And this is what makes the difference on the other markets. And now we have a turnover between 10 to 15% maximum. So people do enjoy it's employment brand as well, creating on the market. The perception that they want to work with us. And why? Because we keep innovating. All the offers that we have, all restaurants, the people are convinced by the projects as well. They want to come and work with us because those projects are always exciting. And career path, opportunities, all that. Okay, in 30 seconds, give us a final statement on this property. No, it's to me obviously suspicious to talk about this, but I'll always be very enthusiastic talking about Corinthia Lisbon and the brand itself, because the brand is expanding. We're opening new properties next year: Corinthia Brussels, Corinthia Rome, Corinthia. So how many people are in the portfolio? And maybe I should have asked that earlier in the interview. So in terms of properties, we have 8 properties. 8 properties. Four in Malta, St. Petersburg. You have Budapest, and you have Prague, London. That's our flagship for the moment. And then we're going to have these 3 new openings on the pipeline. Obviously, we have Mauritius, Saudi Arabia, and there's another one probably in Doha. So we are growing and growing and growing. So this is a lot of opportunities as well for us, if you want to go on this business, to join Corinthia and expand. And I do believe that Lisbon will always continue evolving and creating new projects and new ideas, bringing that continuity of that insanity that I mentioned before, healthy insanity. Healthy insanity. And the great thing with him, you can eat chocolate and run with him as well. Exactly. You're right. Thanks for having me so much. Thank you very much. I'm Angela Hughes with the Insider Travel Report.